What's good? What's good? Not all of the dehumanization that is going on right now. I made a video, I couldn't tell you a year or two ago, but I know I made this video, and the title of that video was "The Stage for Violence Has Been Set." And at that time, I was referencing the extreme rhetoric coming from the left towards the MAGA movement, the right, the conservatives, etc. There was and still is quite a bit of vitriol within the language, motivations, rhetoric, intentions coming out of the left. But they're not the only ones complicit or guilty, and in fact, why I'm making this video is because I'm seeing the right engage in a lot of dehumanizing language as well currently, especially towards the migrants, the illegal immigrants, and the border crisis we are experiencing. And I do not deny we are experiencing a crisis. I absolutely believe the Great Replacement is real, but I don't agree with. Spilled my coffee. Fuck. That's all right. It was almost empty. I don't agree with the dehumanizing of these people, of these immigrants, because when you look at the reality of their situation, they are also being manipulated. There are layers of manipulation occurring, and it is intentional. They want the conservatives riled up. They want the conservatives angry because they want violence and they want a reason to crack down harder, to increase the level of authoritarianism that we are experiencing. And if the conservatives give them the violence that they're looking for, bam! The admin, the establishment has all the justification they need to go harder after taking away guns, go harder after people who identify as patriots, to go harder after dissenters. One example is calling these immigrants invaders. And it's a tough one because when you're approaching this from the perspective that people are intentionally being funneled into the country with bad intentions in mind, you do want to try and identify that as a problem, and just calling them immigrants is not entirely accurate. However, there's a lot of just blanket statement usage of the word invaders. And so while there are some people invading the country, a large majority of them are pawns, I believe. I don't believe, and this is going to be controversial to say, but I don't believe they have a lot of agency in this situation. And when it comes to agency, that's something I just want to throw out. This is something I want to throw out there. I don't think anyone has 100% agency. And I mean that for a lot of reasons, but when you think of humans as biological systems that have deep subconscious drives, think of like food, sex, water. There are drives within us that cause us to engage in behavior that someone with full agency would not engage in. And then also we can expand that into fear, shame, anger. Underneath the hormones that are biologically pushing us then are created these negative emotional states that alter your agency. And so if you are an immigrant who looks around and sees your country destroyed by your government, and then someone comes along and says, hey, I have an adventure and an opportunity for you, you don't have entire agency. You kind of are more easy to manipulate. And this can be extrapolated to all kinds of people. And so when I say people are brainwashed, that is another way that your agency has been removed from you. That is an external force psychologically manipulating you, removing your agency. That is what the social engineers are paid buku bucks to do. It's to take your agency away. Because somebody who is informed, someone who is acting from a place of agency, is not going to have this hatred directed at innocent or quasi-innocent bystanders. That's what I'm saying. And the left and the right both do this because they are both super manipulated by the culture wars, and that is on purpose. Because a population that is divided is so much easier to control. And this is where I get super frustrated, because it's not a right-wing, alt-right Nazi conspiracy to talk about the Great Replacement. It is actually fucking happening. And I say that as a peace-loving, psychedelic, dropping hippie. I truly just want to hug everyone. And when I talk about how the government is the root of all problems, go back to my other video where I analyzed Marx's critique of material dialecticism. I still can't say that word. But essentially, he says that the creation of capital and private property alienates humanity from material conditions. And I believe that that is wrong. That it is actually the introduction of government that is what introduces the manipulation of material reality and the alienation of material reality. And we're experiencing that in real time right now as this border crisis ensues. There is a problem, and they're weaponizing both sides of the culture war to create chaos and tension to prevent us from uniting against the problem. And the problem is the elites and the establishment, the oligarchs, whatever word you want to use, the globalists, which is also not an anti-Semitic term. That is a psychological operation designed to prevent you from grasping the reality that global elites are manipulating humanity. Kind of like the term conspiracy theorist is also a psychological operation put forth by the CIA to discredit people who are saying that the assassination of JFK was an inside job. Because it fucking was! I haven't done a super emotional video in a while. I'm glad. I miss it. I've been a little more level lately, but there's still crazy in here. Just like other things were inside jobs. 911. The manipulation of material conditions is something that has been occurring for millennia. And it has been at the hands of governments and ruling classes. And they've known for literally thousands of years. Divide the population and they're easier to conquer. And then also there's the Roman expression. Give them bread and circus and they will not revolt. And it's so true. People get fed just enough of shitty, poisonous food, and they're distracted just enough by things like football and soccer. And I like football, but I do know it's a distraction, and it's so unfortunate. And why I like football is because I like displays of athleticism, because that is so fundamentally part of the human experience, is to have these bodies and to enjoy these bodies. I'm not a Christian, but some of the teachings like of Jesus I get down with, I fuck with. Your body is a temple. You should revere it. But the elites are poisoning your body. They are taking away your agency. And when you don't have full agency, you don't take care of yourself as well. And so I really wish there was a way to have this I think Jimmy Dore is one leftist who actually sort of understands what's going on. And it's I have so much respect for you, Jimmy. Because you're not racist, but you also do understand that something's happening at our border. And you're willing to reach across the aisle to have difficult conversations, and you push back, but you also listen. So much respect to you, Jimmy. You're the type of voice we need more of, and we need more people to listen to and to tune into. You do great work, good sir. Much love. I'm going to end it there. Thank you for listening.